Hello everyone and welcome to Watching Time. Again, we are going to be discussing today on another integrated bracelet watch. So what do we have here? I have just received this. This was a Kickstarter campaign launched by a brand which is, I wouldn't say they are in no way a micro brand, but they are used on launching some of their projects through Kickstarter. So this is Yema. Yema, it's a French company, watch company. They are releasing several models. You have the Yema Superman, probably one of the best known watches around. And they have definitely over the last few years increased a lot on their marketing development, up to the point that now they are including in their watches an in-house movement, the Yema 2000, which is, according to them, a totally produced in-house movement they have developed. According to myself, the movement looks very much alike an ETA, but either way, it is an in-house made movement, definitely, and it's an alternative option that it's coming also with a very cheap price for a good quality equilibrium. And I can say that I have already tested that movement in other Yema watches, and the quality is very good. So when I saw the Kickstarter campaign, I went straight forward and put myself into the campaign in order to obtain one of these new edition watches, in particular this Wristmaster. So the Wristmaster, it's the integrated bracelet version of Yema. They have not done any other integrated bracelet versions, at least for the catalog that they are managing at the moment. Most of their watches are divers and GMT inspired divers style watches that are interesting, definitely, but there were no integrated ones. So what we have here, and I was really curious when they launched the Wristmaster, it's a model and a watch that reminds you a lot of other popular 60s integrated bracelets, 60s, 70s, Gerald Genta watches. Yema declares that their inspiration it's a throwback to their models from the 60s. So actually they are positioning it before some of the most famous Gerald Gentas watches, but no real reference I have found of what is the original watch that actually they drew inspiration from, and I really don't think it's exactly the same. So it's not really it's more a reinterpretation than a relaunch of a vintage model. So anyway, I was really curious and I thought it would be interesting to have it. So we have here a dial with a date, a very interesting fixed bezel with this at the end 6 markers, we can say, that give it a more industrial kind of look around the bezel. The almost, in reality, 8 shape case, which is a 39 millimeter case that works really well, and the integrated bracelet that, as you can see, doesn't bend itself in a very easy manner. So it actually remains here kind of stiff, making the watch bigger than what it actually is on the wrist. It has one of the flaws, at least I think of it as a little bit as a flaw, that I usually find on other Yemas, which is the bracelet kind of bends in a very weird way, making these sides come out in a very rectangular kind of thing that is not homogeneous or fluent with the general design of the bracelet. So in this case, for example, as you can see, the first link remains quite fixed, but the second one bends totally, and once it bends, it doesn't play anymore with the shyness that you have here in the lateral part of the bracelet. You see that there is a kind of a small part that is actually polish, and once it is placed like this, you have a brush satin part that is exposed, not having a continuation on the nice polish part. So this is just a thing that I noticed that I was not really happy with. The clasp works very well. It's actually of good quality. It has the logo in there, and the whole bracelet moves in a very integrated manner. So it gives you a really nice idea of an industrial design watch. Let's see it on my wrist just to have an idea. As you can see, the color that they have decided to use for the markers inside of the black dial are a kind of vintage lume. So it goes into the yellow color with a nice, very nice white marker around them. And the hands, both of the minutes and the hours, are the classical Yema hands that they use on the other watches. So as you can see on my 18 centimeter wrist, it looks very good and it actually sits very well. And here's exactly what I was telling you guys, that when it bends, it makes this funny, weird thing in the bracelet that seems to be, at least it gives you the impression to be bigger than the link before, but this is not the reality. This is just a visual effect caused by the polish side here, that it's actually smaller than the back of the link. So anyway, apart from that, I have to say that I really like the overall design. I can imagine that in a smaller wrist it's going to make a bigger effect on this, and you see it, you can spot it there, huh? It gives it kind of a lack of continuity to the bracelet. It's kind of weird. I will have definitely work on that in order to improve the overall flow of the bracelet in the wrist. The other thing that you have noticed, this is sapphire crystal, but it's very reflective. So definitely it has a kind of a small disadvantage, especially on camera. The crown is not a screw down crown, so this is just a 100-meter water resistance watch. So tell me guys what you think. Is it a no or it is a go? Personally, I think it's a nice addition to my other integrated bracelet watches. So I'm happy that I actually managed to get it. And I think the design is a little bit similar, but at the same time different to others. So that's okay to have it incorporated in the overall collection. So see you on the next video, guys. Big hug to everyone and please take care.